Today we're breaking down the lyrics to Billie Eilish's Lunch. If you're just learning to write song lyrics, this video is absolutely for you. Watch it till the end, and even if you already know how to write song lyrics, still give it a chance, you'll learn something new, I promise. We'll do a detailed analysis of phonetic, imagery, storytelling and other devices, and then figure out 3 things that I could improve in the song, and 3 things we can learn from it and take away and use in our own creative endeavors. And by the way, Billy could eat a girl for lunch, and I am Vadusha, and I'm the greatest expert in song lyrics in the entire world, and maybe even on YouTube. As always, we start with the end rhymes. Lunch, tongue, one. Alright, this could be better. Enough stuff. Crush. Well, there. Rare, Claire. This is a near perfect rhyme. Stairs, chair, hair. These are interesting. They're not plain rhymes. They're not very expensive, but they're not too commonplace. There's an A, again, B, 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 and then C, 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 C. 3A, 3B, 6 C's. That's a long chorus, by the way. Mate for me, recipe, overeat, sweet. Q, want, on, off. Okay, in context it makes sense, but when you break it down, it's really some lazy writing there in terms of rhyme. There's some more to it than rhyming, but rhyme-wise, that's not good. Then again, the chorus, and it's like half the chorus. Then something weird happens. Mirror, Claire, here. Okay. Volunteer, ear, dear. These 6 seem to rhyme, and I'm not quite sure if this is the chorus continued, or if this is a new verse. What the hell is happening here? Alright, then before again, more. Friend, break it, bam. This is why exactly I'm claiming that rhyming is very, very important, and having solid rhymes all over the place is a strong point. Take a look here. Before, more, and you're waiting for another rhyme to happen here, because it was very, very consistent. Before, again, more, friend, and then you're waiting for something to rhyme with more or before, and it doesn't. It breaks your expectation. It refreshes your attention. You're like, what? And this is exactly the effect Billy was probably going for. And then it goes back to rhyming. So it goes A, B, C, B. There's a surprise line there, and it's a good use of consistent rhyming when you have strong rhyme, and then again strong rhyme. It's not that everything has to rhyme and be perfectly even, but when you have a lot of things rhyming, it's easier to break the pattern and manipulate the listener's attention. But to break patterns and to create unusual effects, you need to establish those patterns first. And the song is not doing a lot of that. Only this little passage is where we see this. And then lunch, tongue, hunch, one, which becomes a better rhyming structure there. It's kind of this, but transformed. Okay, in terms of end rhymes, this is not the strongest piece I've ever read, but this is pretty consistent. There's some off rhymes here and there, but overall we can say it's rather creative. The rhymes are not very commonplace. They're kind of interesting, but not as interesting as they would have been if everything rhymed more consistently. Let's see if there's any internal rhymes or other phonetic devices. Dances, tongue, and tastes. This sounds like some alliteration. Not sure if it's deliberate though. Could, craving, crush. And this craving, not a crush, this seems like a more deliberate thing, and it also mirrors this could. So this k in the beginning seems like a good example of alliteration. Left it under Claire seems to be a deliberate thing again, because it's the end line, like here. Pulling up a chair and putting up my hair. This is a stronger rhyming here, because it's not just the end rhyme, but some internal rhyming as well. Given this is a chorus, this could be a bit more fuller rhyme. I like the creative use of up here because it changes meaning each line. But this, she's coming, I'm pulling, and I'm putting could rhyme a bit better. Coming could be like running or something. So this could be running, pulling, putting. Edit this and it gets better. But I'd use this practice and replicate it here and here. I could buy her. It's a craving. So never and craving could be an example of what I mean. But instead of buy her, maybe get her. So that it's never, get her, craving. A little bit more phonetically pleasing. And then here, the girl, dances like she. No rhyming at all, and that's the first instance of anything in a song. That's what the song opens with. This could be stronger for sure. I like the alliteration here. Write down the recipe, then clothes on a counter, and I like this for you as a tagline here and help you there. Then there's some phonetic repetition here like being, break it, and bend. Not sure if this is again a tool in any sense because this doesn't look deliberate. This just happened to be so. Alright, so phonetically this could be better. There's some traces of alliteration here and there, some internal rhyming here and there, but overall we can't really say we see a lot of deliberate effort to make this phonetically more expressive. Lazy writing. A little bit of editing could have made it better, but who cares? Next one up is imagery, metaphors, metonymy, and things like that. Let's see what's up. And the best thing here is that the song opens with a punchline that establishes an extended metaphor. Eating the girl for lunch. Dance on the tongue, still this food and overall meal related metaphor, and she tastes because it's about eating. Then never get enough. You can't get enough of something that's really tasty. Then a craving again. Craving is something you normally get when you're hungry or if you have an eating disorder. And then she abandons the metaphor. That's a pity. She could make more of that. And to do that, you draw a mind map. You say eating or food or whatever, meals, and then you expand from there. Taste, tongue, taste buds. You come up with a lot of associations, and then you take the other topic that goes across the song, all of these innuendos, and you draw a similar mind map around, say, sex or whatever the second topic is. And you find intersections, you find similar words, you find similar associations that could be used in both contexts. Like here, eating somebody out, or this tongue-related thing, or craving again. Especially juxtaposing it to a crush in an alliterated position. This is a very, very expressive thing. It's a craving, not a crush. That's where the two worlds collide. The innuendo thing and the food thing. Billie merges them together in a very, very expressive line. The best thing is this line is in strong position. It's a series of 3 lines here, and a strong position is at the end of the line or at the end of the quatrain or whatever the 3-line thing is called. Let me know in the comments if there's a word for that. But the strongest positions are at the very end of the chorus or at the very beginning of the chorus. That's exactly what Billie does. She puts the most important punchline at the very beginning of the chorus, and then there's the second most interesting punchline there, but these lines seem to water the effect down. I would absolutely remove these. And again, mate for somebody. Again, the love thing and making food collide here. Extending the metaphor. Write down the recipe. It's a nice try, it's a good rhyme, but semantically it doesn't seem to fit. What is the innuendo behind writing down the recipe? This is a nice association. It's there, but it's there for rhyming's sake, not for the sake of punchlines. So we could work on that a little bit more. Trying hard not to overeat. There you go. That's extending the metaphor, using it in the very, very correct context. You're just so sweet. Oh, this is, you see, that's another very good punchline, and you see where it is? It's in a strong position at the end of 4 lines of a quatrain, right before this run there. So it's a very strong position. The closer to the end, the stronger the position. Again, this shopping theme, not sure where these come from. These are absolutely not needed. Get rid of those. I like the food metaphor. Why water it down with these? Probably there's some emotional connection or a story behind that we don't know, but it spoils the song. It's not serving the purpose. Yeah, exactly. You see, she cut this one, removing these things. It's not needed at all. So remove that, and the chorus is then very nice, very concise, and really punchy. Then this is continuing the shopping thing again. Not sure why. There's a nice metaphor. She's the headlights on the deer. Again, a juxtaposition here, like craving, not a crush. The metaphor is really clear there, but it's out of context. Why waste an opportunity to explain explore the food versus love theme and water it down with all of those all over the place things like shopping and headlights and a deer and all of these things. This is witty. This is good. And it's in a strong position. It's exactly where it needs to be, but it doesn't need to be in the song at all. So yeah, I'll delete that. And then again, nothing there. There's nothing interesting right here. No metaphors. So it looks like Billie had an idea of this lunch thing and then merging love and food and meals. And she did play around that a little bit. And then it's like she had bits and pieces of other lyrics and she merged them. It's like she had chunks of text in her notebook and then she just jammed them together to make a song, because it looks like patchwork. Right, let's check some storytelling. Maybe storytelling works. We get the exposition with a chorus, which is not a very frequent thing you see in songs. We understand that there's some physical relations happening, extending the idea, playing around the food metaphor, then telling what Billie would do for the other person, then repeating the initial idea, then going from this buying so much stuff to more shopping and then smiling. The storytelling here is not good. We could say there's no storytelling. And by storytelling, I don't mean a story. Like this happened, and then that happened. I mean some development, progressing, using gradation when something gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Like Billie's love could get bigger and bigger and bigger. The emotions could get more and more intense all along the lyrics. But it doesn't happen here. Nothing happens. No story, no development, just playing around with random punchlines. Right, let's see 3 things I would improve in those lyrics. First thing, I would fix the rhyming. I would extend this all along the chorus so that it's rhyme here, rhyme here, rhyme here, and then end rhyme. And all these I would edit in the same manner. This way it would be even more phonetically interesting to listen to. The second thing I'd do, I'd establish more patterns, because this and this looks and sounds very different. I don't really get where the chorus ends, where the verse begins, and it's very, very hard to follow. It doesn't really establish a pattern, and it has to be compensated for by the music. The music is very repetitive. The beat itself is very simple, and it's the same all along the song up to the very end, but there's a little bit in the end that changes the music. But it doesn't help the lyrics. Billie could have written the lyrics so that it helped the music, but it doesn't. The music has to compensate. So more patterns make the second verse closer structurally to the first one. That's the second edit I would do. And the third one is the metaphor. I'd remove anything that's not food or meal related, clear it up, take it to a different song or something, and then extend on this lunch thing. There's table. You can have lunch on the table. There's forks and knives, which you may not need, and you can eat lunch like a savage with your hands, or there's a lot of ideas behind that. You can expand on that, explore the topic, use a mind map, see what's there. There's so many things you could do with that. I would deep dive in the lunch thing, and I would replace everything that's not meal related with something that is. Right, let's see some 3 things we can learn from these lyrics. And the very first and the most important one is the positioning of punchlines. At the very opening of the chorus here, at the very end of the line here, punchlines go in strong positions. Here, here, and then again here. And this could be sort of a punchline as well. So Billie does know what she's doing. She does know where punchlines belong. And she seems to be capable of writing punchlines. Not sure why she didn't do the work of editing this thing, removing what doesn't belong to this song, and then filling the song what does belong there. The second thing is a cool little device right there, where a pattern is established and then it's broken here, supported by the second piece of the pattern. So rhyme, rhyme, no rhyme, 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 to compensate for the no rhyme and to release the tension that was created here. And the third one is the thing I was ranting about, but it actually is something we can learn there. Using extended metaphors. When you have a topic and you write around that. Not just have a little punchline here, but have a punchline and then have a dozen punchlines that add up to the same topic. It's a very cool tool to use. Draw a mind map around the topic, and then you draw a different mind map around the second topic, and then you see where they intersect and use those intersections as metaphors that all build around the same semantic field. Right, thank you very much for watching the video till the very end and not skipping in a bit of it. It lets YouTube know the video is interesting, and YouTube algorithms start promoting the video, especially when you subscribe to the channel while watching. And most importantly, it makes me happy. And while you're subscribing, please like the video, especially if you have a heart. I hope you learned something from this lyrics analysis and can use these tools in your own lyrics, because you're awesome. Yes, you are!